Coming up next.
Joe Rogan. I said it first. Joe Rogan has the male equivalent of the BBL. The chain smokers are gonna be like the next fucking Beatles or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can fucking say her fucking name, and she can come and like,
God.
she can come and get me with her fucking leukemia-ridden ass. You know what I'm talking about?
How dare you, liberal, try to squat? Like, this is a classic example of libertarians getting fucking triggered.
What's your favorite meme?
Yeah, what's your favorite meme right now?
On Cartoon
Bad
Network.
girl, I want it, I get it, yeah, that's right, I said it. Live the life you wish you had, the sugar, spice, and everything, but bad girl, like so tough, don't you wish you could roll it up? The haters can't get enough, welcome to the bad girl club. Bad girls. He fucked me with a toothbrush. He fucked me with a toothbrush. He fucked me. He fucked me. He fucked me. Fucked me. Fucked me. Fucked me. Fucked me. With a toothbrush.
All I'm gonna say is I hope you blue-haired liberals are happy.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! Bad girl club.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm really excited for us to have like podcast voices and like a hey, it's Septiceye, like sort of intros, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'm so embarrassed.
We can restart.
No.
This is we're writing this one.
Yeah.
This is we committed.
Yes, this is the podcast.
This is-
Can I hit that?
Yeah,
Thanks.
you can. Okay. Well,
Should we do like an icebreaker?
An icebreaker. Mm-hmm. What sort of icebreaker? We know each other.
With our
With our
Listener.
dear listeners.
listener.
Okay. Who?
There's-
I guess me, because I'll be editing it at some point. But it'll be for other people too. Yeah. Okay. What's your icebreaker?
We could do like rosebud thorn.
For our day?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
That's,
idea.
no, it's like not that good, but let's just do it.
No, it's good.
Or we could do like favorite something right now.
Favorite something. Like what? Favorite what?
I don't know, like I don't really know of any memes. So like
Favorite meme? Is that what you're saying?
favorite coin.
What's your favorite meme?
Yeah, what's your favorite meme right now?
My favorite meme right now. Okay, well, this is actually a good segue, honestly.
Thank you.
Because I haven't been that connected with the culture. So I don't really know what's good with the memes
Why
right
haven't
now.
you been connected with the culture?
Well, you see, there's like tiers to saying that you don't want to be on social media. And I feel like I've like gone through a lot of them, and they're not really in hierarchical order either. But like
I was just gonna ask that. Like,
yeah,
do you like have like an idealistic
like
goal,
for doing so?
Yeah, do you have like a standard for yourself?
I don't think so. I
Good.
think it's like I've been trying to see it more in terms of like how happy does this decision make me be, or like honestly the better question is like how terrible does this make me feel. And it's like kind of like it really was, especially initially, it really was like any other sort of addiction that I've encountered. Like, I don't know, when I was going, like if I've ever gone off an antidepressant or even stopping smoking weed, like there's this period of time where I just feel so fucking miserable. And like, I don't know, it like the interesting part about it is that really like just not having any social media except for fucking Be Real, which I don't really count. Like, I don't know, like drug users with weed or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it, like I feel like I don't know, like stopping smoking weed, like there's maybe like a good 3 days where it's just terrible. And for me, like uninstalling all my apps and just like, I don't know, focusing on other shit or literally doing nothing instead of like being interconnected with that. Not like, I don't know if it's worth a whoa.
No, like, because it's true.
But I don't know if it's worth a whoa, you know what I'm saying?
But do you
like,
know a single person, like, do you personally, can you think of a single person that doesn't have an addiction to the internet?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like, do you know anyone?
I feel like they'd have to be like almost ungodly normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not by like I think the standards of, but like what we conceive of normal is like just someone who's like, oh yeah, like I just read a book every night and like, yeah, the internet, like I use that to upload photos, and it's like it has no significance to them. Like, but I think it's creeping up on those people.
Do you think that an aversion to that is like inherently alternative? Would you classify that as like alternative?
No, because I would think that I feel like I see what you're saying, but I think it's that's kind of more normal, and I feel like it's becoming more normal, even for people who are like not even like boomers, but just like, I don't know, like 25 to 30-year-olds who like had enough like disconnection that it's just like not as a part of like, I don't know, their coding somehow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anyways, it was sort of a tangent, but what I was going to say is like, it took me like a really long time of feeling terrible to like start like not feeling terrible after like quitting social media, which I thought was interesting. Like as opposed to like any other time that I've really stopped an addiction hard in its tracks. And it was like a lot more like, I honestly, there was like physical symptoms, like physical withdrawal, like fucking with my sleep and like, but yeah, no, definitely more so just this like weird feeling of ennui and like disconnection and everything like that. Just feeling of like purposelessness.
I think that's kind of the name of the game in this age, at our age, unfortunately, however.
Explain.
Actually, have been asking this question a lot recently to people, which is like, do you feel just like fucking lame? Like, a year ago, I was doing like fictional seeming things.
True.
And it's like the mundane is so much more sought after because there just isn't any.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's funny you say that because all the time I'm like recounting stories to people of like, last summer was crazy. Like, yeah, which it was. Like, I don't know, like the forces of nature were trying to kill me, like actively.
Well, we were all, I mean, by we were all, I'm talking about my roommates. Like, just so fed up with, it's like angst. We all got to experience like angst at the same time.
Like, and how did that manifest itself?
Polarization, baby.
Polarization? Between what? Between you and like the establishment?
Between like college-aged people and
Who?
Anything like I want to say, oh God, I want to say like a practical politics.
Wait.
That's not the word.
I was waiting so long. I was I felt like a little like dog, you know,
I edged you.
like waiting for like my master to like get home, like just wagging my tail the entire time and not thinking a single thought, you know.
No.
But so practical politics.
Okay, basically what I'm
like radicalizing them, you feel
it's like, yes, it's like radicalizing people, but it's also like the type of rhetoric that leads to discussions at the dinner table that are like impossible, because it's so hard to not talk too much.
Talk too much, that's the whole point.
I'm just trying not to like I just want to like keep on like spewing my political guts, but it's,
you can't. That's the whole point.
I know.
That's what every podcast is. It's just some fool like it's like, aha, I have the correct
like,
idea.
How far can you go?
You can go. Oh my god, you can go so far.
Okay.
That's the whole
Tell
point.
me an anecdote about this theme, and I'll respond.
Like about a podcaster doing something like this, or me in my personal life.
In your personal life.
Of like getting radicalized.
Sure. Yeah. That's.
Okay.
No. Actually, okay. What I mean to say is the mass radicalization of people, like, makes it to where it's almost like harder to talk to people who I can't understand. And I'm not talking about it in like a neoliberal, like, oh, like everybody just needs to chill out kind of way. Like, I'm talking about I know a lot of people who are of the I have someone in my life who is of the thought
Yes.
that like family is like the cure to everything, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about this because, like, I guess in essence I agree, right? Like, I think that that's something lots of people can agree on. Maybe like one of those like big universal truths that we all care
pretty
about.
bipartisan.
Yeah.
Though the left wants to destroy the family.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's so easy to like take a shit on what that means.
On the idea of the family, or the left doing that?
No, like centrists and to the right of centrists. Like Eastern Hemisphere of the political globe.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking? No, you don't. Okay.
I'm still. I feel. Yeah. I was expecting you to say more, but
Well,
I can
okay.
respond to that if you'd like.
So I have like one counter argument I heard. Here it goes. Like in a way, communities are also family. So if you're talking about like subcultures, like that is in a way like a family unit. And if people within the subculture aren't able to keep each other in check, then that's kind of when this type of system starts to crack. So if a found family is broken, it will lead to like violence and like the wrong path for society.
Yeah.
Can also be said. So I guess the way of thinking is like unionizing or like fucking allowing abortion, like going against like this idea of family is like also just like going against this like core like unifying element. And like in a union or socialism or like government, public resources is.
I mean, I can like.
Please talk. I'm quoting like somebody that's got like 3 decades on me.
Filled with just thinking of political thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with you. I definitely think that I mean, like, you have to sort of separate the idea of, like, a family as it exists and, like, the families, like, the practice, like theoretical family and applied family.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
What is theoretical? Wait, no. what is theoretical family that, like, I'm not talking about, like, the nuclear family or, like the blood related.
Well, kind of what you were talking about, like, positing that, like, there is some, like, inherent good in having a family structure, whether that is, like, through, like, a traditional sense of, like, bloodlines and marriage, or, like, you know, a found family, that's, like, ultimately a good thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like that's different than, like, how I've always experienced families in practice, you know?
That's so true.
Part of, like, the theoretical goal of my family structure with my two moms, like, a big part of it, like, a part of, like, having that, the good be connected to, like, some unifying, like, between us, like, there was also, like, other ideologies that got woven in, and, like, just even the idea, like, I mean, a big part of my life has always been, like, oh, two women can raise a family, like, how about that, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, as, like, an ideological ground that, like, had the family stick together. But then in practice, like, that doesn't really apply. Like, it's something that I've tried to honor, especially if I've ever, like, gotten through to, like, in some sort of complication with my family, of, like, yo, like, I gotta, like, settle down like, somehow, or, like, self-efface, because of, like, the goal of having these two women, like, have a complete and, like, fully functioning family is, like, greater than me, you know? But, like, and, like, that's, like, sort of, like, it's very specific to me, but I feel like that's how other people operate too, in different ways. And, like, that's why I separate, like, the two, because I feel like what happens is, like, the family as a concept or theory, like, can be invaded, and then, like, the actual like, living experience of a family is, like, is affected by the theory, but, like, isn't as easily like, ideology isn't easily as I don't know. I would like to think that ideology doesn't penetrate, like, the like, lived family experience, but it certainly does, you know?
No, because you can't think of anything else.
What do you mean?
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's, like, it's not what I meant to say. I just mean, like, I feel like if, for me, I know that I have, like, a lens, like, really, like, tight glasses that regard, like, what family is, or, like, what it means to, like, allow myself to become so close to somebody to consider them my close or, like, best friend, you know? Like, it takes, like, a lot, and I have this threshold, but why?
My ideals.
It's, like, all, like, made up, though. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's,
very
like,
self-righteous.
What do you mean?
It's such a pessimist.
About what?
I don't know. Basically, I think, like, family is a really good word to use, like, across generations and across family. And across... No, family. Across fucking, people. All different backgrounds and such. Yeah.
The family holds them
It's
all
like
together.
math. It's, like, intrinsic.
Interesting.
Right. And, hey, maybe it's not, like, the colonizer view of family.
Yeah. That was my...
Because that's kind of what I've been saying this whole time. Like, it's, like, kind of intrinsic. Like, what the fuck? Like, so kind of how I've grown to understand it is the right is, like, the individuals are wrong because they're not participating in their, like, their family's correct enough. Then that's why you stupid fucking leftist pussies can't handle the heat, and you need, like, daddy government to hold your baby little hand. And then, like, the leftist perspective, which is what's pissing off the centrists, is that all it takes is these resources, which is, like, such a stupid argument. It's like, that's like, anyways, I mean, like, I've just been jousting with myself for...
About family and, like, your role in its destruction.
Yeah. Can we talk about the kid?
No, we can't. I was planning to.
Well, that's kind of what makes me think so much about family.
Yeah.
Is, your situation that you were introducing now.
No, I was supposed to weave it seamlessly. It's not a big deal, I swear. Yeah, well...
I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay, because I feel like I actually have news about that, too.
Really?
Yeah, well, the it in question
Goose
is...
or booze?
What did you say?
Good news or bad
Good news, good news. I thought you said goobers or noobers, and I was like...
I said goose or booze. Oh, wait, no, dude. No, that's not right. No, wait. Good news. Goose. Bad news. Booze. I had it right.
Boobs or boobs.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm both.
Nice.
Anyways, well, so yeah, I dropped off my at-home sperm collection kit, which yes,
It's the soundboard.
yes, I need a roaring audience. But it was just like an interesting experience all around. I had this really funny thought process, because like the way it works is that they send you a kit, and because normally if you go to a sperm bank, it's like almost $1,000 you can drop on it, which is
Okay, wow.
money that I don't have,
Wait, so you have to pay money to... Oh, wait, just to, like, have them lock it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
exactly. And it's like, there's also like an annual fee, or even just depositing it like costs money,
Damn.
And so with these people, you only have to pay a couple $100 and then like a yearly fee after that, and they'll keep it on ice. But it's like a really precarious like sort of thing, because like the way it works is they send you this little kit. There's like, I wish I had it. I wish I could have shown you it, but it's gone now. That's the news. It's been sent out.
Nice.
But yeah, there's like it's like this blue like box that's like it's like really oddly sized.
What does that mean?
Like, I was trying to think of something that is like comparable in size to it, but I can't. Like
a 12-pack of ramen?
No, like it's like almost like a toolbox sort of size.
Whoa. Whoa.
And I guess it just
Like a 32-pack of ramen.
Why are you measuring things in ramen?
Because it's very understandable.
I don't understand
Is it the size of your air compressor?
No, much smaller. But that doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Oh.
Because no one knows me.
What size shoe are you?
I'm a size 11.
How does it match with your shoe?
I really don't think it's because it's like a box.
Did you know that your shoe size is your wrist to your elbow? Yeah, watch this.
Whoa. Proportion.
That's one of those things that I was so obsessed with as an only child.
Now I'm trying to think of like mine, but mine was just like, I don't know, being lonely or something.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, anyways.
I know, don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, anyways, so, fuck, what was I talking about? So they give you this box, and it's of X size, but it's pretty big, and there's like a really small cup in the middle of this like
that's so
kind of large box.
Yeah.
And there's a zip tie that's like this, like, I've never seen a zip tie like this.
Oh.
Like, it was white, and it had like a little bump on it, and then like you like put, like, whenever you're done and you've collected your sample, you like, there's like a little like hole on like where the box opens up, and you just put the zip tie through it, and like, I don't know why. It like, I thought it was gonna like
close her up.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna like close it really tight, but it doesn't do that really, because it's like,
Maybe it just keeps it upright.
I don't know. It was just odd.
It's really cool sounding.
There was like a bar, like a scanner bar on it, but
Oh, okay.
So maybe
then it's
that's
definitely just for like collection
Yeah.
That's probably how they mass print the thingy thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was odd because then there was also the number that I scanned was at the bottom of the cup they gave me, and then you register it, and yeah.
So maybe there's 2 different labs that deal with it.
2 different. We got a whole team on your sperm.
Maybe it's goes from the cup to a swab, and then the swab gets.
I was thinking about that because so after you fucking nut in the cup, you screw it on tight, and then there's a big button on the top of the cup, right? You press it, and there's inside the cup on the part that the top, the lid, the lid's kind of thick, and there's this red liquid in this kind of sack at the top, which apparently is
it
preservative.
pops. Oh.
Yeah, and so when you press the button on the top, I just heard this really gross sort of noise, and I was just well, there was a part of me, I was I want to know what happened, but I'm sure that would have somehow compromised something.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely. Whoa, wait. So you don't get, it's not clear.
No, it's it's reddish.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Or
no,
pinkish.
I mean the container.
The container isn't clear.
So
it's
you don't
white.
get to see.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
It's like an EpiPen, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's really.
It's where the sharp part goes.
The EpiPens are of much skinnier diameter than this cup.
Yes.
This cup was more of a bowl with a lid.
Whoa.
Yeah. No. It was the size of a.
Is it a stool
lotion.
sample? Because I feel a stool sample is kind of small.
No, I don't know. It was the size of a, when you have those lotions that are creams, and they're usually sort of a wider diameter than a bottle of lotion, or exfoliant.
Yeah, the CeraVe.
Yeah, or the Aquaphor sort of size things.
Something like that, or
I love. Yeah, and that was how big it was, and I love how big we're we're really focusing on the shit.
Well, no, it's cool.
It is cool, but it's just funny. Out of all the things, just the diameter and the dimensions of. It was really interesting because I had this sort of sensation that I've only had once before, when did you ever do the sugar baby or flour baby thing in biology in high school?
Yeah. Yeah, more on that later.
Something happened to your sugar
No,
baby?
it's just I like cheering about it because it's weird. I went to a weird high school.
Was it not one of those two?
Oh, we had one of those electric babies.
Oh.
But the catch was that this is 7th grade health, and they also just showed us
oh, so you have they showed you porn?
Well, there's this there's thing where if you're in the 9th grade, you have to put a condom on a dildo, and they just pass around they're super.
That's fucking better than what my school had.
They were so explicit about it, so I don't want to say that it made everybody feel hot and bothered, but that was kind of the vibe when it was the babies. It was so cool to have your automated electronic baby, and it would have a real on the clock schedule, and it would know if you didn't come to care for it.
Oh
if
my
it was
God.
crying, and you would have to put keys in its back.
Yeah,
and you would
a real baby.
A real baby. Yeah, and then put keys in its back, and find the right key for the right type of cry. You can't shower without it being in your room. It's such a big deal, and passing it, failing it is pathetic. It's you have to be.
You've killed the baby.
The health program at this school is so serious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
that's terrific.
It's awesome.
But oh my God! Well, let me share with you my experience being having a health class in 9th grade taught by a Mormon. There was this Mormon, very openly Mormon, very openly I don't know. Her name was Miss Brown. I think have I told you about her before?
No.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, I can fucking say her fucking name, and she can come and like,
God.
she can come and get me with her fucking leukemia-ridden ass. You know what I'm talking about?
God.
Like, she can come kill me. I don't give a fuck. But like, yeah. So Miss fucking Brown, who is this like maraca-shaped woman? Like,
Stop.
like,
wait, that's kind of cute.
no, it was ugly. This was older white, not like curvy, like her. She was just very top heavy, and then she had tiny, like, weird skinny legs that didn't like fit on. She looked like a One Piece character, honestly, like a random like background
Apple
One Piece character.
Stick is the unfortunate, not body positive language term.
That is Maraca much better.
No, Maraca's great. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's describing the same sort of negative body thing. Yeah. Okay, well. She just was fucked, right? In many ways, besides her fucking body. Like, for example, she was a Mormon. For some reason, she taught the fucking biology department. She taught us about things like macroevolution, which was made fucking up. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what the fuck is macroevolution? And really, what it was, and I looked it up afterwards, because I was like...
eugenics?
No, it was literally just creationism, but like, you know, just called macroevolution as like a...
What the fuck? Oh, okay. So
as like a way to like scientificize it, you know?
It should be like... sans evolution.
No, because it like still like was like, well, you see, things did evolve, but we didn't descend from apes. Like, I don't know. It was she's just fucking wild. But when it came down to fucking health class, oh my god, all we had, like, I'm sure we had to watch like some dumb video. I can't really remember that. But what I do remember is this woman. Is this woman like, okay, first she's telling us about condoms, right? And she like does this
she
thing.
doesn't believe in condoms. I mean,
well, no,
like,
we'll get to that later.
religiously.
We'll get to that later.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't mean to generalize. I'm so sorry.
No. It's her solution is honestly it's really gold. But yeah, she did. Okay, to be fair, she taught us a form of putting on a condom. It was not as cool as what your school did, which is like. Seems actually useful. Like, we had to put it on like a fucking banana, you know, or she did. We didn't even do it. And then she like put it over her head. It was like, this is how big it can get. God. And I was like, what is going on? But like, so like her solution, like her way to like still insert her little ideology was that she was like, okay, guys, you know, abstinence really is the best because every birth control option, you know, contraceptive only works 99 out of 100 times.
I've heard that every single time I've seen sex ed.
But she goes further.
Oh, okay, God.
She was like, if you had a gun up to your head and someone said there's a 1 in 100 chance of the bullet firing, would you take that chance?
But that's not what the chance is.
Exactly. And I just thought, and like, obviously, I don't know. Thank God I was like cogent enough as like a fucking 14-year-old to be like, well, that's kind of stupid and like is definitely like, the ideology is very brazen right there, right? Mm-hmm. But I did think, I was like,
those moments are pretty epic when you're that age.
I don't know.
When things are like objectively wrong.
That was my I love it was all the time happened. For me, honestly. Like, I just saw past everything. So like that's my story about, and she was just awful, very transphobic, obviously, voted for Donald Trump. So yeah, anyways, that's the Ballad of Miss Brown. But yeah, okay, I guess going back to sperm collection kit. Oh, and why I mentioned the baby is like, that's how it kind of felt. Like, cause like, you know, I also had like a bunch of different like instructions of like, that come with it. Or they're like, oh, like don't keep it any other temperature besides room temperature. Cause like, you're not supposed to freeze it or anything like that. Which makes sense that they would say that, because you're like, oh, it's getting sent to be cryogenically frozen. Like, I might as well just like, like hurry it along, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, you're supposed to go out the same day that you get the sample. And put it and make sure it's like on a same day pickup delivery thing at the UPS store. The UPS store by my house closed.
Really?
Yeah, the one in the square. Which this fucking was kind of nuts. And so I just had this moment of like carrying, like I had it in my purse, just this big fucking box, like filled with my sperm.
Oh my god.
Filled with my sperm. Like
Do you
walking
have to come
around.
multiple times.
No, well.
Well, because you said big box.
Well, it is like it was like a,
Yeah,
it's like a.
we've been over this.
Yes, the dimensions were precisely. And so yeah, I was carrying around that in my purse, and I like was lost because they had closed down without my awareness, and so I had to drive another place. And I just had this moment, like, kind of like in the Sugar Baby, like, oh my God, it's so hot out today. Like, what if it gets ruined in this, like, brief period of time that I've been walking, like, 15 minutes, like, from my car and back
I
to,
totally
like...
get it.
You know what I was saying? And it was, like, weird. But then I was also, like... I felt almost like I was performing to myself, like, a little bit. Where I was... Because I was like, ultimately, it's fine. And, like, whatever happens, like... I do feel like there's, like, a good chance of, like... it just like being unable to be stored or like something going wrong, you know?
A good chance?
There's just a chance, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, with my transitioning and like, it just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just infertile and who fucking knows, you know? But I don't know, something that really made me feel better is that when I was hanging out with this group of trans girlies, I was talking with one of them that like had been transitioning for like a pretty long time. And she was like, yeah, like it's kind of fucked up. Like I just had like this pregnancy scare.
Oh my God.
and she just kept being, and we just, I don't know. She was like, yeah, like I don't know why. Like my cock just doesn't stop. And I was just like, stop it. So I don't know. I don't think I should be so like surprised if everything is well.
You seem
know,
really fertile to me.
That. Thank you. I think I am too.
Yeah.
So hopefully what I delivered was, you know, good enough to raise a child. And like, I feel like the worst that can come of it, I guess, is like I'll have to pay another couple $100, you know?
Yeah. Well, so will you get notified if like something goes wrong? And how long until you maybe but maybe not become infertile?
I don't know. I feel like it's very variable because obviously like that lady I was talking about, she, I don't remember, but it was like longer than me for sure, and it still like affected her and like got someone pregnant, for Christ's sake, you know. There's a part of me that suspects that like it might not ever be so like clear cut and dry as like you're infertile. you know?
That's interesting because I feel like people do talk about it like it's an absolute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also the factor.
I mean, that's like if you're a kid or whatever.
Well, it's ideology, you know.
Yeah. No. Yes.
I assume I'm probably gonna be able like to get people pregnant long and.
I think it's for the best.
And I guess like as like a principal, I feel like yeah, as much as just be like let me hit, you know. But I also think about like, you know, if someone said that to you and they were like I am infertile, and all you had to like have was their word, like what would you do?
I would probably just rock with it because
you would rock with it.
I have an IUD.
Oh, okay. But like if you didn't have an IUD,
oh, then probably no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, like unless it was like a really quick Google search, like a really quick Google search
on if they were fertile or not.
On the ability to like determine that.
No, you only have their word.
Like, oh, then no. Well, no. Like, but if I have their word on my phone, if they're like, oh, I'm on blah, blah, blah medication, and that medication has like, I don't know, a 90% chance to make somebody infertile. I'd be like,
90%. If you had a gun up to your head.
Oh my god.
With a 1 in 10 chance of becoming pregnant after sleeping with a trans woman, would you?
I wouldn't become pregnant.
You wouldn't? Yeah.
Wait, if I had a gun in my head,
I don't know. That was the point.
Sorry, I'm autistic.
I don't think, okay, to be fair, I don't think what I was saying made much sense either. I just was kind of throwing around buzzwords like gun.
I was just making a fun. Well, no, because
trans woman, pregnant.
I don't know if you saw the Alex Jones stuff.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no, you haven't.
Wait, no. Okay, here's the thing. This is something I wanted to talk about on our podcast. Because when I was in New York and visiting, redacted, when I was visiting my friend, we ended up watching this movie called Alex's War, which is it's like out in theaters right now about Alex Jones.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, and it's a fucking trip, and I really wanted to talk to you about it. But okay, tell me the news that I may or may not.
He's on trial right now.
Yeah, I know that. About the Sandy Hook stuff or about something else?
About the Sandy Hook stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. He's like the gun to your head guy.
What do you see, if you had a gun to your head.
Yeah. And I think it's like a very like ironic and also funny like little stupid thought experiment. Because, like, what? Who's putting a gun to your head?
If you had a gun to your head.
If you're gay, like that, you're so gay. You're gay.
The reptilians in Obama's administration would never make me succumb to the gay agenda.
He literally just like sounds like a fucking Harry Potter villain, and you know J.K. Rowling would write somebody like. Google search, does Alex Jones exist in the Harry Potter franchise? Do pronouns exist in the
Oh my god, so true. Oh my god, imagine all of like the trans people stuck inside her world. Well, no, there's none, but like as a thought experiment, and but they're like, they realize like they like break through the simulation. They're like, oh fuck, this is so stupid. I'm a wizard, but I'm being written into J.K. Rowling's world.
Oh no.
Yeah, pray for them.
That would be such a violent place.
Yeah, true, probably.
Like a bad.
But if it was like a situation where like kind of like a god like leaves his creation to do its own thing.
Oh, like she just has to be like, wow, all these trans women here.
Yeah, they just kind of sprout up.
Yeah.
There's like a trans character in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about a lot recently.
There's always going to be trans folk.
There's like a couple trans people in Harry Potter,
fiction.
Right? In fan fiction.
Well, no, I said there's always going to be people in fan fiction.
That make people trans?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I've been...
No, not make people trans. Just like add in themselves, like add like their own like OCs.
Oh my god,
stuff.
that's such a terrible life to live though, as like a Harry Potter self-insert OC trans person.
Hey,
and I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it does.
And if they do, they're probably here.
Wait, no. No. Wait.
I meant a listener.
Yo, I thought you were mean yourself.
No.
I thought you were... It was like the plot thickens.
I mean, I don't know. No. I don't even know anything about Harry Potter.
That's a good thing. I feel like I know too much at this point. I like break into like about to make a Harry Potter reference and I'm like,
Are you super locked?
Yeah, I'd say so. But like not Supernatural. I never got into Supernatural.
Why?
I definitely watch, I don't know, it's just gay. like it's, I don't know, it's like definitely, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like reasons.
Is it like white? Is it like really white?
All of them are really white. Like,
well, yeah, that's what okay. Because I was like, maybe
I feel like, okay, here's the thing. Like in the world of like magic, like supernatural realism is what I'll call it. You know, of like having like a normal TV show, but then like have just like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes. Like that sort of like genre.
Reverse isekai.
Yeah.
Or just magical girl shit.
Yeah, or just like any of that shit. There's so much better things than Supernatural, you know?
Well, that's like kind of the whole thing with the Super Hulak. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I never understood why Supernatural. I'm
sorry.
sure that someone could. What do you mean?
Well, I'm just like, I don't think that any
of them were that good?
Like, not to the status of the entertainment we have.
Yes. Okay.
To look back on and love.
I agree with that. But even being participant in the phenomenon at the time was so fucking interesting.
Oh my God, yeah.
I've like watched so many videos of like the recap of like when Sherlock was releasing that I just thought was like, it's just fucking fascinating. Like,
I feel like Sherlock did not withstand the cultural test. Like,
no, not at all.
Like the other two
but,
did.
And like, it's interesting too, because like I didn't watch it all the way through. I think I stopped at season 2 or 3, at least at the time. And I don't think I've rewatched it since then. But I've heard like the most ludicrous shit happens. Like it already was like a pretty mid show, and there's like some like bullshit thrown in there that like is just like whatever, and like, you know, there's like sexy characters and there's like, you know, queer baiting and shit like that.
Like Glee.
Yeah, but you know, then there's like the seriousness. People are being murdered. You know.
Right.
But like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of like some really ridiculous shit that ends up happening. Like Sherlock, I think, has a sister that's like a dominatrix.
What?
And like the really interesting episode. I do remember watching this because I think it was like this.
I can't believe this is all canon.
In the fucking like in the Martin Freeman fucking verse, you know. But like I remember there's this episode because like I don't know if you probably remember this. Like at the end of season 2, Sherlock dies, but then in like there's like a little part where like you see him at his own grave, and you're like, how did he possibly survive?
Actually, yes, I do know that.
And you know
I have
that
not even watched Sherlock.
And there was because it was like big.
Yeah,
it was a big
this was
thing
like a really
to
big
have
deal.
happened at the time when it was like one of the most popular shows. Which I feel like even if you looking back, it probably wasn't that way, but it's like
it feels like it should be more popular right now. Just like with how like the trend cycle and everything.
Well, so there's like a whole video about this by Sarah Z. Shouts out this girl. But basically, there's the premiere of the 3rd season after the cliffhanger season in season 2. They have this episode where it is never revealed how he like got through like being killed, like and like he survived. It's never revealed. And there's different characters, all of which who represent real life fan theories as to what actually happened. And they're all equally mocked as being stupid and dumb. And the creators are just like, well, ha ha ha, like, sucks to you for caring about a show you like. Like that's literally what happens to the words. Like there's like this like Tumblr, like 2012 Tumblr girl that's like, well, I think that like they went in with their boyfriend or like some, you know, like some shit like that.
I mean, yeah, but that was probably like that probably just like sealed the deal, marked the grave.
For sure. Like, how could you possibly...
I didn't know about this.
Right? And, like, it took... and I, like, had hidden it in my... Because that's why I stopped watching, is what I realized. And it took me watching this video about the whole fucking thing...
Wow.
That, like, got, like, triggered it. And I was like, holy fuck. Like...
That's really intense. That's... cool though.
Yeah, so it does feel nice to like that's the only thing I hold on to is like being able to have that insight, because I really do think it like affected a lot of the internet in a weird way, you know? We were talking about Super Hula. Talking about how supernatural. I just never understood like the allure of that one.
I mean, fantasy.
Yeah, but like, and like, there's like, I guess it's like there's like this whole mythology behind it that I have like looked into just because I'm curious of like what I was missing out on, you know. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about like we have our little list of things that we were planning on talking about, and so far we haven't talked about any of them, which is I think a good sign.
Yeah. No.
But I think I have a good segue.
Okay.
So, I was telling you before we were recording about how I was coming up with a really silly term, and I like honestly I feel like it's a term that could very well like exist in real life. Or not in real life, but already, Okay. But like the net clout of something, right?
The sum of their clout.
The sum of the positive and negative clout. Because I feel like it's an interesting way of observing things to me. Especially because like I feel like what happens a lot. Something is like, I feel like the way people like typically like evaluate media is they like, something is either like, if they're watching it, there's a reason they're watching it. And they will stop watching it if something that they don't agree with happens, Or,
whoa.
Or like, not like, it doesn't have to be that black and white, but like just generally like,
okay.
like, and so, or like if they're learning about something. And I think that's just because like there's this sense of like, if you're investing in some piece of media for a long period of time, you want it to like not leave any sort of bad taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like the whole sort of like, I'm canceling it,
Yeah.
But I don't want it to like reduce it to just that. And so that's why I've been thinking a lot about the idea of net clout, because I feel like the way people usually evaluate it is like some things pure and holy and good and righteous, and then if one thing happens that's bad, then they just drop it, right? Mm-hmm. Where, especially now that there's
so much unspoken about what you're outlining right now.
Yes, I'm being like pretty darn reductive right now.
Okay.
But like this is how I generally see people consume things, because it takes like a very special kind of person to like watch something that they openly don't like, Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's even why you have like YouTube channels that are dedicated to like, this movie sucks, or like the worst Disney crossover ever made.
I watched Morbius 17
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what's funny?
It's a good video.
Speaking of disconnection, I have no idea what Morbius is.
Oh shit.
I've heard it like all around. The fucking fighting game community talks about it a lot. Oh. But I have no idea what it is. I've even Googled it, and I feel like I know less now.
It's just a bad film.
What is it about? Why is it bad?
It's like... It's supposed to be like, I think, like a vigilante evil guy main character. Mm-hmm. But it's like slapstick, kind of like Thor or Ragnarok, but like not really like hitting the mark, because it's just like lame.
But then why is it so significant to people?
Oh, because it's like literally so bad that it's like not fun to watch.
And not even in like a this like, movie sucks kind of way.
Yeah, like in the literal like just like watching it is like so mediocre and like confusing, incomprehensible, low budget, but like not even endearing type of thing.
Now this makes me want to watch it even more.
Well, that's exactly the charm. He's like a fucking vampire. Nobody gives a shit about vampires in 2022.
That's kind of sick that someone would make that. Honestly, everything you're saying is just making me more and more interested in this movie.
I know. And this like literally seems like so... And see,
And I'm sure I'll be disappointed, but...
I thought that my partner would be very excited about this, because he fucking loves shit like Sharknado and stuff, but it's like not like that.
Or it's not like schlocky.
What does that mean?
Like really cheesy horror movie, disaster movie type thing.
I wouldn't
action movie
feel confident designating it either way.
Okay. now just it's honestly like the more people talk about it, like even through the course of you explaining it, I feel like I know less about it even still.
Well, it's just like
all I've gained is that he's a vampire.
Well,
but like, what does that mean? He's like a vampire assassin.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, so this, I feel like this conversation is actually important in demonstrating net clout because ultimately, like, the actual media is bad, but like the social capital that can be reached through talking about the movie is good, you know?
Yes.
And so like, that's what I'm saying, the net clout. How much clout should it have after all of the downsides are like accounted,
thoroughly accounted for,
and all the positive things that exist outside of the text or outside?
I feel like,
and inside.
I don't want to talk about this any more than this sentence.
What are you gonna say?
It's kind of like Bo Burnham, but it's not.
Well, okay, in that case...
Well, say what you're going to say, and then we move on.
In that case, I would say it is a net negative clout.
You're so right.
Because not only is it bad to experience the actual thing, it's bad to talk about it. You know, like when you meet someone who's like, I really like Bo Burnham, and you're like,
it's like a red flag,
and they're like, let me explain a joke to you, and
they're also
you just
like super basic somehow.
Exactly, and it's not a good look.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's so bad. No, it's not so bad. It's simply bad, and like you can forgive something. It's like Morbius. It's like the Morbius of...
Bo Burnham is the Morbius?
Of, like, political correctness.
Bo Burnham?
No. Yes. I mean, maybe if Morbius was racist...
Bo Burnham, too.
No, if Morbius was racist...
Morbius is also racist? Okay, well,
no,
there you go.
Yeah, that would be Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham's racist?
No.
I'm really disconnected.
I just think that he's like a little character that neoliberals like to use.
Yes,
as like a little tiny mascot to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the thing. So this is where I feel like, again, net clout comes in too. Because then the more detached you get from it, the more ironic you get from it, in those like little meta levels of like being like, Bo Burnham is awesome, Bo Burnham sucks because people like, I don't know, like blah blah blah. But at some point, do you think it would get to the point where ultimately it's a good because you could like make fun of him once you've detached yourself sufficiently?
No, because I don't think he's significant enough. Like,
okay. But no, you don't have to explain any further.
Okay, but let me give like a counter example. I think the amount of joy that people get from making fun of Ellen makes Ellen just a little bit, like I can see how
she is a net positive clout.
Yeah.
Even from just from people making fun of her.
Well, no, she's actually too rich.
It's a net negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like abusive to her staff on her show too, right? I heard about. I don't
know.
She's just a diva.
She's like manipulative and abusive in that sense, but I've definitely heard. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah,
that's my statement.
Allegedly, Ellen's a real bitch.
Yeah. Well, she's a real bitch. I mean, no, actually.
Yeah, no. Okay, so
I'm not binary. I apologize.
Okay, well, with the image of Ellen crying in my head, like really just pulled to the forefront, I think that, well, why I've been thinking about things in this way is I've been really thinking about 100 gecs.
Oh my god.
And I thought it would be an interesting little experiment. You don't seem that enthused.
You've made an enemy out of, like...
Of who?
A really large population of LGBT 19-year-olds.
Wait, you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Continue. Sorry, I mean, please continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there was no breaking continuity. We're definitely not smoking weed now.
Nope.
Talking about 100
wait, I don't know why the fuck I just said that. I hate when people, like, amateur YouTubers, like,
Stop.
overreact to, like, every little detail because they're insecure about what they're doing.
Are you calling me out right now?
No, are you doing that? You don't seem like you're doing that, baby girl.
Wait, like, so what brought it to your mind, though?
Bethany, what?
What brought that phenomena to your mind?
Oh, I've just been, like, kind of on this weird nostalgia conquest of, like, videos that I used to idolize back in, like, say 2015 down to 2010. An avid YouTube watcher since day one.
Yes.
2005. But this specifically about this era, I found a video that I used to play on repeat and study because I was dating someone. This was like my first boyfriend. And I thought that this girl was so cool because she does like her little morning routine and it's like to the beat of the music and all of her products are like so nice and she's like so fashionable and her lifestyle is like so ideal.
So extraordinary.
She lives in a high-rise apartment and she walks her Yorkie every day.
Oh
type
my god.
Of thing.
Yeah.
And I just was so obsessed. I showed it to my then boyfriend. He thought that she was the most attractive person in the world. Like, he was like, damn, that's how you would look if you were a little older. Which was like
That's
very
kind of nice. I thought he was just gonna...
conflicting. Because I don't know, I think it like gave me a little bit of an eating disorder. Like, I feel like I got like so obsessed with this video. And I like very like falsely thought it was so cool. And like kind of cathartically, I just like am seeing the video now and I'm like, oh, that's not at all like my ideal lifestyle. Like, I just totally like fooled myself into thinking that that was like the pinnacle of being a human.
I know. Young kids just get subscribed to these really like trenchant positions ideologically or physically, and like from really earlier ages, like even earlier than any generation before, you know?
Yo, that's so true.
And I don't know, I definitely like had that shit with me for sure.
I had like,
I guess it was less lifestyle.
I had some panic yesterday thinking about what it would be like to be that super impressionable age that I was today, because the people that I would be latching onto would probably be like sex work influencers and like fucking like maybe Tana Mojo. Fuck, I don't know. Because I'd be at like my naive stage where I like secretly watch like age 3. I'm not like the other girls.
That, yeah. They had such force. Yeah, no. I don't know, I definitely have been thinking about all of my like sort of foolishness and like also just charting the ways in which different, like especially YouTube media that I was consuming, like wanted me to think a certain way.
Continue.
Like, for example,
Neoliberal,
or even like, I feel like even like sort of right wing, a lot of it.
Yo, really?
And that was definitely on me because like I don't know, I had this period of time like before I was like very dysphoric but didn't know really how to express it, and like there was so much like online about this sort of topic and about just like the whole sort of trans battlegrounds and everything like that. Since I didn't really like have like I didn't have a dad, like you know, since I didn't have that, I like really had to just like create it for myself, just like guessing, which like to my credit, I think I did an all right job when I was presenting as a man. But I definitely like throughout that process, it was really interesting during that time period of people who were like, this is how the world really is, and it's through all of your leftist liberal fucking bullshit that you're trying to pawn off, you know, like, and
wait, hold on. Were you Antifa at this time?
No. No, I was,
because I know many of that life path.
Honestly, in high school, this is honestly kind of cringe. Okay. But like I was like fucking like I was like, I really hate politics, man. Fuck politics, you know? And I was like, politics is what divide everybody. And like I've grown.
Girl, let your hair down.
Yeah, literally. I've grown. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there was this, I feel like, as a part of like masculine socialization, there's this whole sort of attitude where like it's not even like oh, I have to be the biggest, the best, and the fast, like, you know, in terms of physicality. You also have to be that way with like mining the internet, or like exposing yourself to the internet, you know? Like, there was a lot of young boys that I remember that were like, have you ever been to, like, 4chan? That's where the most fucked up shit on the fucking web was, you know? And so then it just built this sort of...
I would be, like, hanging out and somebody would just flash a phone in front of my face of, like, an ISIS beheading.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was then.
Yeah, exactly. And, like... and so, like, there was... I had this impulse of, like, well, I can't be like these fucking liberals, you know, like, which is funny because like ultimately, like, my ideology has come. I'm gonna stop saying the word ideology, but like my political view has like just come kind of full circle in a weird way. Where like now I'm like, oh yeah, fuck the liberals. I guess I was kind of right, maybe ultimately I was kind of right, but I was also consuming media made by these people that like claim to be like intellectuals and really were just like these weird scumbags, you know? Ooh. Like, oh my god, this is really embarrassing. It's okay. This is only the first episode. I have to preface this where like I really do think these people are deplorable now. Okay. And they also get fucking wound up into video games too. So there was reasons why I was interacting with these sort of people. But like, do you know like Sargon of Akkad? Do you remember this dude?
No.
Oh my god, thank the Lord. Thank God. I think he might have just like kind of like been shot off the internet.
Dodged a lot of things. Oh my god.
I like would follow like those like rationalist atheist YouTube channels, you know what I'm saying? And like I guess it was like almost in retaliation to like my parents being like, you know, very much neoliberals / if we want to be nice to them, just liberals. But yeah, no, it was just like you had to be an edgelord, otherwise like it was like to me it felt very connected to like just like the masculine identity in general of like you have to expose yourself to this really terrible shit on the internet, and you have to like sort of see the world in this way that is genuine and scientific and rational, which now people just, I can sort of see past that and see how it's like, it is really about like masculinism and like, you know, these conservative ideals. I just like see through it now, and I see through people who are just edgelords for the sake of it, or like, you know, people who are like so heavily ironic and detached.
Do you see that a lot?
Way back, on a similar sort of vein as like your story about this like lifestyle woman. Like, I feel like ultimately that's kind of what these like, I don't know, libertarian,
parasocial,
yeah, these sort of people, like, I feel like as much as they're like spouting like they're like a commentary channel, they kind of sell like a lifestyle. I think it's ultimately,
it's kind of, but it's not, but it's like kind of a cult.
Yeah. It's most certainly just this cult of personality. Like, there's just this one guy. He can, like, has a decent level of rhetoric, so he can, like, really convince people that he's smarter than he actually is.
And it also just does take a certain ego to be in that position from the get-go.
Yeah, and well, then that's what I was saying is, like, that was the masculinist position that you have to adopt when you're, like, being socialized as a man, which is just stupid. Now I don't feel that way anymore. But there was a part of me, like, when I was young and insecure and impressionable, that I was like, these people, like, oh, they seem like they know what they're doing, you know, because they talk about it so confidently. But, like, now I'm able to be like, these people, like, they're probably all fucked up, you know? Like, even if they have a successful YouTube channel or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But anyways, there's, like, a live stream from May 21st, 2022. And it's, so, like, again, I have not revisited that side of myself in a long time because it was connected to, like, I don't know, dysphoria and, like, this sort of, you know, this form of socialization and performance that I, like, never fucking enjoyed doing because I think I just thought it was stupid. And now, like, I've, like, you know, fucking read more about the world, been in the world more. I guess it just makes me happy that, like, I feel like I'm able to identify all these fucking, like, mechanisms of control and shit like that. It's, like, very reassuring to me because it was also just that, like, I was, like, just this young, like, fucking just confused ass kid. Oh. And I feel like anybody saying anything, like, confidently to me would fucking, like, you know, I would just be like, okay, well, that's true.
That's what I wish some libertarian boys could get through their heads.
Well, I don't, but that's why it's complicated because it really is connected to, like, the male ego, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's
appeal.
A good drag name.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Male ego.
Male ego. Molly ego.
Male ego.
Oh, yeah. No, that's me. That's what I've been trying to say with all of this is I got out of 2010's internet, and so can you, without being terribly radicalized down these dark paths that lead to our current situation that we're in, where, like, there's a lot of people and a lot of young boys in particularly that I think, like, if they didn't have access to this, or, like, if the fucking, like, gaming community,
it's like therapy.
Yeah, for these young men.
Yeah, it's like a super necessity because of, like, the internet and them being, like, the first population of young boys to be subject to it in mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it is objectively the first. Like, Minecraft came out so long ago, and it's been, like, the icon that represents this chapter of young boys' lives. And young girls. Unfortunate young girls. Pegasisters.
You said Pegasisters?
Yeah.
I'm a Pegasister, I'm sorry.
Hey, Pegasus!
Hey, Pegasus!
No, actually, I love that era. Don't get me wrong.
Of Pegasisters?
Just, like, the blind happiness and, like, online communities. It's so, like, sweet.
Yeah, well, okay, so talk about the net clout of My Little Pony is positive, because not only is it a alright show, decent enough, despite all the terrible shit that's come out of it, it has a net good, because the cum jar shit, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, or, like, all, like, the really heavily sexualized shit that, like, some of the fucking bronies were pushing, you know, and Pegasisters. They're not accepted.
They are not innocent. Nope.
But, like, yeah, ultimately they're a good thing. Well, anyways, okay, so the thing I've been wanting to talk about this whole time about 100 gecs is I wanted to map out sort of a more precise, like, map of the net worth of them in terms of clout. The clout that you can achieve, or, like, just how, quite simply, just how base these people are.
I think...
Yeah, well, that's a good question. What do you think about them as they stand in your mind now?
Right this second, and with that explanation, right now, I'm okay with them. We're not in hot water. And, you know, even... I did say, like, genius status earlier, but I think it's more like the first time you listened to 100 gecs, I bet you had a big smile on your face.
Aw. Wait, that's so much more wholesome than what I'm thinking.
Oh, honestly.
That's such a good, like, answer. That's such, like, that just... Okay, anyways, continue.
Well, no, but that is my, like... Yes, it's obnoxious. I hate it. I cannot listen to it at a party. Why would you play this? Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Don't put this on your Tinder profile. Don't put this on anything. Dunzo. The fan base, terrible. Like, creative?
Okay.
Maybe even not. We don't know.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to argue, is that... Okay, no, I have to start from the beginning of my journey.
You got it.
Okay, that's a really good position.
Thanks.
To have about 100 gecs.
Thank you. I'm glad that you think that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so similarly to you, I start out with exactly the where, when, why. Not even the why. The where, when of me listening to their song for the first time. In, like, summer 2016, 2017, maybe even earlier. I can't really remember.
Damn.
I don't fucking know. They could have very well not even had a song until 2017. That is quite possibly, though. They had their blow up. I don't fucking remember. It was somewhere around that time period, right?
2018, I feel like, was...
You think that was the big thing?
When, like, it started to... Like, everybody started talking about it at our school.
So, yeah. This time period. And I remember mowing my lawn for my mom's, right? And I was listening to this. It came on, or someone sent it to me, or something like that. And I just remember, like, I usually hated mowing the lawn, but it was like this, like, thing where I was just, I was so fucking happy. I was like, my boy's gonna tell ringtone. And I was like, yay! Like, just like prancing through, like, my fucking.
So
it's like such an idyllic memory of, like, the summer in my backyard back in Colorado.
Actually, yes, I played it with that same, like, pride and happiness.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
driving for Instacart that summer.
You obviously are being more responsible than me. I was doing jack shit. Or maybe I was working at the fucking LARP camp. That's a whole other story.
No, yeah, I think that's precisely that time period.
Okay, so, anyways. My boy's gonna so okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's layer one. If we're talking about this in terms of net clout,
okay.
Layer one is definitively positive, right? Oh, God. Definitive, like, and like
I
that's.
cannot put them there.
Huh?
I cannot put. Can I put them at definitively positive?
That's what I'm gonna try to argue to you, that they are definitively positive.
Okay.
But that's why I've been thinking a lot about this recently. Okay, so tier one, like, you are 17, 18 years old, and this song comes on, and it's pretty awesome, and it's like, you're the perfect age for it to, like, really resonate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As it's coming out, which is even more exciting.
Yeah.
And so I think that level one, I was pretty happy. But literally, that didn't last long for me, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Where, like,
I see.
Almost immediately after, I was like, looking, I was like, who are these people that are making this music? Okay. And I had like this sort of like, really it took me like either showing other people or other people putting it on to like realize like who the real demographics of this song were. Which were just like you know, just like young like white alt people, which like
and they were so proud.
Yes, exactly. And like but the thing I really didn't like is it was like a justification for doing these things that like, I don't know, fucking Young Thug has been doing for like a decade. And like just being like, actually now it's our shit and like we can do the same thing, and it's like allowed to be enjoyed. Like this sound is allowed to be enjoyed by like the majority
these white
of
people that did it first.
Yeah, right? That normally are like that are normally like, I hate rap, you know, like like those type of people. And so that's layer 2, I would say. There's so many sub layers. But layer 2, yeah, they're making this kind of music, and like while I may enjoy it and think it is good in that terms of in that genre that they are making the music in. So that's the second layer.
Okay.
Third layer, I would have to say, is like I learn more about the artists individually, right? And I'm like, oh shit, one of them's trans. That's pretty cool. At this point in my life, I have completely abandoned all hope of like appealing to fucking Sargon of Akkad, and I'm just like being much more gay and much more open, which is very nice. Still not trans, but like, come on. It was very obvious. And so, you know, and especially because I'm like, oh wow, this powerful young trans woman who's making this kind of music, like wow, like that's so cool, like, you know. So again, that's another net positive. I would ultimately
it's so
say.
Awesome to have a role model.
exactly, and like someone like okay, and so yeah, so like then there's another positive net level of like this being the first sort of wave of music. And I think there's definitely fucking people who have been on this shit way before 100 gecs. But like this sort of sentiment.
But that's
from like
also what happens with white people. It's just like how like society is right now.
Yeah, no, I know. But like, but I can still hold it against them because like I.
Oh yes, I'm just saying I can't blame like the original artist for not like marketing or like I don't know like owning like trying to like like reclaim that.
Yeah, and like this is a cool song because someone is saying I just want to throw my phone into the lake. Yeah. Which like that line hits.
So relatable.
Exactly.
The intrusive thoughts.
And like the intrusive thoughts, this like being a subject that is in this like, you know, so consumed by media, and like having someone just say that straight up is like pretty fucking like I think at the time I thought it was very cool. At this point it's like it's interesting thinking about it like that because like having a song that's about a computer or a phone or like is no longer interesting because it is like, but like back then no one had said like that's fucking hyperbole again, but that was the feeling is like this is the first time that something like this fucking large is openly being like expressing that sort of state of being, which is in itself very like contrived and put on, but like it was interesting to me even at that time, like almost like in like an
Are you still talking about 100 gecs?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you get what I'm saying? So this is why I've been thinking a lot about them, you know?
Yeah.
Like at the time that felt very new, and like because there just like wasn't. I just remember having that feeling back then of like, there's not media that represents this or this experience that I'm having as like a creature that like has had a lot of internet access its whole life. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like these motherfuckers were like obviously, you know, spawned by that sort of shit. oh my god, yeah, there's so many people who have done that before, but again, in this form, at this time, at this place, I think that was very significant. And so yeah, that's like 4th or 5th fucking level of net clout, which ultimately I think kind of rings out in like a neutral thing. So we have like one good, one bad, one sort of good, and then one neutral thing. So ultimately, net positive, net good. But then we have to step forward into the future, of course, where like then a few years pass and their fandom becomes completely insufferable. And the whole idea that they've put forward and the idea that has been put forward by like fucking cringy people liking it, it's like attracting like this very like, not even like people who are like cringy and like this like and like a like I don't know, like autistically like obsesses over like something, you know, like it's just these normies that are trying to be like fucking cool and shit and think they're being a part of some like movement that like, that was the thing about 100 gecs is like I feel like by the time everybody got hip to that movement existing, it like had already become passe, you know, which is like a net negative in terms of the clout that you can achieve from it, right?
Certainly. Well, yeah. But is that all their fault?
No, it's not. Well, yes, it is. I think like through their marketing and like their sort of approach to the whole thing and like the way they delivered their music and like...
Well, also the pandemic hits, yeah. And everybody's feeling so angsty. Fashion and music are so deeply linked. And I feel like this was much clearer because it was visual in fashion. But everybody was so into the dystopian aesthetic and like layering like a bunch of like raggedy like things. Like Yeezy 20.
Yes, Yeezy.
Like literally like Yeezy. And now people are dressing like fucking Kylie Jenner when she was wearing the full like Vera Wang or something suit. But it was like all like spacey looking, like
with the holes cut out of them and shit.
Totally Spies outfit. I don't fucking...
Totally, people dressed as Totally Spies.
Or like Gantz. Like she looked like a Gantz character.
Okay.
And now people are dressing like that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Fucking, oh my god, camo shorts, cargo shorts. You fuckers are appropriating my fucking prepubescence, and I don't like that.
Hey, it looks good on them. It looked good on you.
It looks better on me, and they're cowards because they didn't have the fucking courage to dress it when I was fucking dressing that way. Cowards. You want to be Laura Croft so bad? Play a fucking video game.
Well, and now, you know, Crocs are like more popular.
And I was rocking that shit too.
Yeah. And
I've always
actively joshed around by stranger.
Exactly. Yes, I was bullied. Everybody be like, "Where's your fucking legs? Like, where's your legs?" And I'm like, "I'm dysphoric. You know, like, although I'd never say that." Okay, so yeah, we're on layer like 6 of this net clout thing.
Okay.
And it's negative ultimately, you know. And I feel like in the same time period, in a more subjective way, I just don't think their music has been as good lately.
Yeah, that I second.
Which is another negative.
I have checked it out.
It is another negative, I will admit.
I mean, it's always, that's like, yeah.
And...
one-hit wonders, though.
And then another thing I would like to add that I think should, if not add another negative layer, bolster the negative layers that are already there.
Okay.
The experimentalism that they're known for, where they just make like really loud, like abrasive noises.
Yeah.
That shit, ultimately net negative. I don't think a single one of those like noise bits in any of their songs is good, except there's this one dubstep part on one of their songs that I can't remember it that I think is pretty good. I think maybe on Hand Crushed by a Mallet or 888 Decibel Cloud. But it's one of those two songs that has a pretty good like little dubstep breakdown. But other than that, I think all of them are kind of like, all of those parts are whack and they ruin otherwise fantastic songs.
Interesting.
And ultimately, that's where I get to my final levels to discuss to you tonight. The first is being that outside of that really annoying put on, like, we're being experimental bullshit.
Yeah.
Their songs are incredible. And not only, like, you know, I feel like there's the argument that they're, like, stealing, you know, from all these other sort of artists. And I think that's sort of true, but I do think that they try to honor it and, like, put their own spin on it. And they actually, like, are trying, you know? They're actually fucking trying.
Now yeah.
At least on their fucking first album, their debut. I feel like they were really trying to, like, I don't know, just had energy in their delivery that was just fucking incredible. And it was, like, really dumb and stupid and, like, in this, like, perfect
there's
way.
The smile that I was talking about.
Exactly. And, like, I don't know, Money Machine, like, I was listening, you know, I've been listening to them again recently because, again, I've had this whole, like, weird renaissance of them.
Yeah.
Where I haven't been listening to them for probably 3 years or so. But randomly, they kind of came back up in my life. And the fucking melodies on fucking Money Machine are incredible. And the one song, I love that I don't know the song titles as I'm saying this, but, like, people will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm about to hit the booth. And again, like, yeah, it goes back to you're, like, 17, you're like, I just, you know, I love weed. Like, I'm such a stoner. And I'm about to do that. Like, I'm about to do that very thing. Like, that's incredible, you know? So, like, I think here's my 2-part defense of them.
Okay.
After all the bullshit, after all the years, the songs themselves are incredible outside of their little, like, experimental things. And sometimes I can put up with that, but usually I just skip over it because it's at, like, the end of a song.
Me too.
But the songs themselves are just incredible and really good and catchy and, like, everything you could probably ask for with this type of music, in my opinion.
Cute.
And it fills me with joy.
Would you look at that?
Okay. I'm overcompensating a little bit because I really have to sell how much of this is. And I also, like, again, I've hit the booth and I cannot have very intricate thoughts about, like, music. I could be like, well, the melody here, you see, is just superb.
Well, you don't need to do that necessarily.
But I mean, like, I feel like in absence of that, I'm just being really excited. Like, overly so.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
She's so dramatic.
So, like,
I'm kidding.
if you can imagine me, like,
I love you.
there's so many connections happening right now. Like, oh my god. I wish my brain is literally going too, like, my mouth is going too slow. My brain's going too fast. Anyways, yeah, release the energy, resume. Stay true to your convictions, Nayeli. Ultimately, this is how it comes full circle, Jamie. Are you ready for this?
I'm fucking ready.
This is the definitive proof I have for why 100 gecs is a net good. Definitively.
Okay.
Much in the same vein as my cargo pants, where I was so ahead of the game that I was bullied and derided for my convictions in wearing red camo shorts with cargo pockets and, like, hiking boots. If I were to project into the future And to the point where, like, we've got, it doesn't even have to be that far in the future. 3-4 years, maybe even 2.
Okay. Word. So.
In the near future, what I am anticipating is that people will stop having the ironic detachment that they have from 100 gecs and from that pure joy that they experienced, right?
Really?
I do. And I anticipate what will happen if, I feel like there's a lot of ifs, and like if they do something, if they release even more worse music, maybe that like, you know, would affect my feeling about this. But as it stands in this moment, I think that people are going to see it. I guess what I'm saying is I'm investing in it. Because if I say that 100 gecs is ultimately definitively good because of their songs are good, you know, people can have as many caveats about enjoying this music as they want, but like ultimately the music is good and it makes you feel good, right?
Yeah. And
in the future,
lots and lots of people feel that way.
In the future, I think most people will feel that way. But if I say it now, I get to be the first. And how much net positive clout will there have when I have invested so early into this belief that will become...
You've heard it there first, ladies. This is a declaration.
And if you see, if you do the math, because we have to do the math.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's a net positive.
I'm nodding my head, sorry.
I know, I'm back to like just awaiting your response, if any.
No, I have a response.
I really think the good thing you should do is just put me in my place and just not talk about it. It's like, okay, moving on.
Well, that's like my instinct.
I know, it's the correct one, Jamie. You'd be correct.
But I think it's
you'd be having
fun.
A positive net clout gain by not agreeing with me.
Okay.
But wait,
yeah,
my omen will come true.
That the chain smokers are gonna be like the next fucking Beatles or something.
Yes. Honestly, I feel like I could say that about the chain smokers too. I feel like people are gonna have...
No, I think that the chain smokers are like accidentally gonna... It's gonna be like that thing where they make a white supremacy like cautionary thing, but it's like not true, but then it like turns into a thing.
Yeah, okay, I can't defend the chain smokers as much as 100 gecs.
Well, like, I don't know.
Okay, I would
it's just,
also...
like, so there.
I would also...
For some reason, I could just see it so clear.
Oh my god, so true. And I would see... Honestly, I could see 100 gecs being wrapped up in that sort of shit as well.
Me too, actually.
But again, this is from my this is from my perspective extending forward in this moment of time. And we have it recorded. That's the most important part.
And there you go. And if this podcast doesn't take off, at least maybe when you're like flirting with some girl because you're a lesbian, you're like, ha ha ha, I made a podcast so I have proof. Can you believe I made a podcast so I have proof that I actually called Facebook are going to become the next gods of our society?
They're not going to become gods.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
You like a Men in Black 3, like crash into the window and stop!
I can't. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm thinking about this possible girl. This hypothetical girl.
She's got milkers.
sure she does. And you know what she's gonna say?
Willing to risk it all with the podcast.
Yeah, that's, you know what I'm gonna say? She's gonna be a town-ass bitch.
Yeah.
And she's gonna agree with me.
She's gonna have some weird fucking trait about her.
I thought you were gonna say weird fucking titties.
Oh.
Which is true.
Some weird.
Anyways.
Have you seen Nancy Pelosi's titties?
No. Is there a picture of them?
Yeah, you should look it up.
Yeah, I really want to. Oh, fuck. We were gonna have the live react of the One Piece chapter. Next time. Is this the pic? This looks like a deep fake. This is a deep fake.
No, it's this one.
It's this one?
She was recently at the beach.
Oh my god.
And it was revealed that she is milkers.
Why did no one know before?
No, people knew. Oh, but also... No, yeah, this has been like a long-term thing.
Speaker of the blouse, I'm dead.
Fuck up.
Nancy Pelosi knows how to get our attention. You whore. I really like these deep
so
fakes
sexist.
though. Wait.
The deep fakes are
Look at
so
this
scary. No, I don't want to look at it. Just kidding. I've just seen enough. I know what it looks like.
Oh my god. I can't believe people are just upset about this. Are people upset about this?
They're not upset. They're just like memeing, I guess. But it's also like kind of politically relevant because it is just such a sign of the times. No, yeah, like this is...
I can't.
We're like also going through like monkeypox and COVID right now too.
Oh my god, yeah, monkeypox is wild. That was the thing when I downloaded Instagram for a little bit of this week. Mm-hmm. And I came back and I was just like, whoa, monkeypox is real.
Shit.
Which is probably
like...
so funny for most people because like this is like their reality that they've been living in. But it has not been mine. I cannot say.
It's funny too because I feel like maybe like a month ago or like a month and a half ago I was like, did you hear about monkeypox?
That's so true though. It's like it's you and I was like, come on, it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be a thing.
Those damn gay people, why do they have to go on touching each other?
Oh my god, yeah. Get away from me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I feel, that's like pretty exhaustive about my feelings towards them, you know?
So what is their net score?
Like probably 1, which is not that impressive, but it's a +1.
Can I get an example of a 6?
That's hard to come by, honestly.
Sophie.
So yeah, that's probably, she's like much more higher than that.
Oh, I thought it was out of 6. My bad.
Well, I don't know. That would be an interesting deep dive too of all the layers.
Yeah, I think we should do that next.
For some reason, this dude Paul Robeson's coming up in my head. I showed you a video of him. I feel like he at least has 6. If he probably has more too. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of has them coming back to back. That's what I'm saying. 6 is interesting. Like it's someone who's like respectable, but like isn't one of my idols at all. Though like Sophie would have made
Robin
an
Williams.
NFT. Robin Williams, is he a 6?
I don't know. That man gave a lot of positivity.
Yeah.
But
there's got to be something terrible about him, though.
Really?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look that shit up.
I'm gonna confirmation bias this shit. Robin
Williams problematic.
Williams canceled. Dead Poets Society. What?
What did he do in Dead Poets Society that was
Oh wait,
problematic?
no. Apparently not that one. I was about to say, that's so funny.
It would be like so thematic when talking about like young boys and traps that and stuff.
You're talking about Dead Poets Society as a trap?
It's like I feel like part of the inaugural process.
Stop. That's so true. I don't know. It seems like it's about this movie, The Birdcage?
is this dream I see? Why does it seem so real to me? What if this dream turns out to be more than a dream? Fairy dust, fairy dust, fairy dust. Come, little dream and play. Don't be afraid, don't fade away. Quick, little dream, before you're gone. Let's get it on. I saw that. Well, this is impossible. Either I'm an artist or I'm just some cheap drag queen playing it straight so he can get laughs.
Let's just try and get through it.
Well, you always ask so much of me. I have to understand every nuance of a song. I have to give a full-out performance, but everyone else can just get through it. I mean, he's chewing gum.
Chewing gum helps me think.
Sweetie, you're wasting your gum.
Let's take it from the bridge and no more talking from anyone. Your inventor, and she becomes your fantasy.
I don't think I get it.
Try more gum.
Albert.
I hear you.
Thank you, I know you do. Celsius, you have to explore it. But let's start with the premise that when you see this stunning, smoldering creature, she transcends your desire to chew. She electrifies you. Something starts in your pelvis and works its way towards your heart, where it becomes heart/pelvis. Yes? Coming.
What about me? What do I do? Do I just stand here like an object?
No. You do an eclectic celebration of the dance. You do Fosse, Fosse, Fosse. You do Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Martha Graham. Or Twyla, Twyla, Twyla. Or Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd, Michael Kidd. Or Madonna, Madonna, Madonna. But you keep it all inside. All right, just work on that. I'll be right back. It's looking wonderful, though.
What the fuck?
Well,
what is
Barbara
this
is coming
movie?
with her parents.
When?
Tomorrow. They're going to be here tomorrow.
That's plenty of time. Is that what
Ne-
you're looking for?
negative.
No.
Yeah, that knocks them out down from being a 7 at least. Back down to a fucking filthy 6. Okay, you wanted to tell me your perspective on Alex Jones.
Oh, it wasn't my perspective. I was going to just talk about him being on trial.
Yeah, give me the news. What is the internet saying?
Okay, so as you know, the parents of the victims of Sandy Hook are suing Alex Jones for a ton of money.
Yeah, I do know that.
And he did not go to trial. He instead,
he
made videos, talking.
And he went bankrupt so he could delay the trial, right?
Well, it's not just that. He's just, calling them all,
Actors?
Yeah, he's just, doubling down, basically.
That's
and
funny.
it's, so pathetic and also, terrifying because it's, how at this point can you have an audience? Because, the other side of this lawsuit is, so visible. It's just, he can claim, I mean, if you're brainwashed, you're brainwashed.
Yeah.
But it's, this is in, the news now. And it's still, just giving him a platform somehow at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, this is his whole thing, right? This is... It does seem like he's genuinely worried about this. And it seems like it's sort of financially causing him a lot of problems. Or potential problems.
Well, I wish I could show you the clip of him just, talking about everything. And it's just... He's, denying everything and, calling them all, leeches and vampires. Essentially. He's,
Going
not
into
showing...
a goblin den.
Yes.
Gonna have some goblin...
he
Is that
said
what is that what that line's from?
Yes.
Wait.
And I was like, this is iconic.
Okay, I saw this from a Magic the Gathering channel that was mocking it and putting a bunch of goblin cards over...
That's so funny.
Wait, so is he disparaging the good name of goblins?
Yeah.
-1 net clout.
I know. No, Alex Jones isn't even, considerable. He, can't fly. He can't purchase a ticket to this destination.
I can't predict that Alex Jones will one day be
No.
be on the right side of history.
Oh my god. Like what? Like he like finds out how to like be Thanos.
I mean, okay, so I was watching
He would put us out of our misery, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was watching the Alex's War documentary this week, which was excellent, honestly. And it's funny because at the beginning of the movie, they give a disclaimer that's like, you know, this sort of the stereotypical like, oh, the thoughts in this film are not reflective of the creators, right?
Yeah.
But it went further. It's to say some of this content may actively disturb you, and we like encourage you to like sort of see it. I forgot their wording, but it was like see it through some sort of lens that is like them trying to be as expository and almost journalistic as possible, while also like in that regard, like because they have to show him as a human being, like there might be like basically just like there might be scenes that he's not portrayed in a more positive light or whatever. Which was like,
I'll have to watch this tonight.
Yeah, no, you should. I'd honestly watch it again with you. It is interesting to me because the documentary kind of points out that like Alex Jones, when he was younger, I don't know, he was like very anti-cop, and like that's like sort of switched over just because like his...
Well, he's a grifter.
Yeah, no, he is. I mean, he literally sells like snake oil, you know? Like,
yeah.
He used to have these views that were like much more like anti-establishment almost, I guess.
Well, that's
which he's
libertarian.
Always... Yeah. But like even like drifting towards like leftist shit, like never in entirety, but like
maybe potentially part of the pipeline.
Yeah, like he was like adamantly against police, and like was like, you know, one of the first...
Well, that's why I asked
Not one
you
of the
if
first.
you were part of Antifa, because it is like that kind of like police hating, anti-establishment, like young teenage boy gets into the allure of like being on the right side of history.
Yeah.
And that can manifest in like being like weirdly a toxic communist. I'm talking about a really specific type of person, and I'm going to shut up now.
I think I know what you're talking about. Very early on after 9/11, one of the first people to be like, it was an inside job, you know? Like, he started the meme almost of the whole thing. And I'm sure there's fucking fact checkers out there that can be like, well, actually, you know, like... And he probably sourced it from some other place. But it's just interesting that, like, in that regard, he does hold this window of truth that I have slowly begun from another vantage point to like also see surveillance capitalism, like those like, sort of long, like the shadow government, and like this long history of like war criminals and like the Bush family, the Clintons, you know, all that shit.
But it's so fucked up, the Sandy Hook. Well, okay, whatever. Let's not talk about Sandy Hook. Let's talk about like Uvalde. It'd be like so cheap and so easy to be like to make like any conspiracy about it. Talk about how CNN didn't include the gunshots. Talk about how it was within their right or not within their right to do whatever the fuck the parents or the police did. Like, he can weaponize like each of those things. But is it like, I don't know, I feel like it's so clear that there were real victims. Like, you can't...
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
No, I mean, not you.
Yeah, but in his mind.
In his mind, like, it's probably just... It is just another, like, political tool.
Yeah, well, but it also brought him tons of success. Like, going to lead toward, like all right-wing conspiracy theories to, like, anti-Semitism or just some bullshit like that, right? You know?
It's like how they're pro-abortion.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's just like, but it is interesting that like he in his own weird way, like because he has been given a platform in an echo chamber has become radicalized by the force of the internet even further into like a very the right direction than he was before.
Yeah.
You know? Like, as much as he's contributing to like what other people are like, you know, to the radicalization of young people, he is also equally has been affected by that own radicalization, which I think is really interesting.
Not to say that he's like a victim.
He's not a victim. No. He like, and he's definitely, there's like a part of it, you can take maybe a more cynical look, like he's doing it for money, you know, or something like that. But
no, I think that at his core, the takes are like, not his core, sorry. At the core of your argument, yes. But I don't know how that I can use that information to kind of
reflect on the Sandy Hook shit.
No, just like evaluate how I feel about him now.
Oh,
in totality.
I don't think you have to change your like opinion about him or anything.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Or your
like
feelings.
I say, just like I personally can't have him exist in the realm of like in the current architecture of like politics or cultural politics or whatever. But it's like undeniable. But I can't view it as like positive or even like I can only view it as like a negative. I have like an objectively limited perspective on it.
I don't say it's limited. It's justified. Like
harsh perspective.
Yeah, and like I think it is interesting to hear that he's been doubling down, because from the way the documentary portrays it, he's nervous as fuck about this sort of shit. And maybe that was like a fucking like propaganda, you know, to like humanize him or some shit like that.
Maybe.
But like, you know, it definitely seemed like he like, and another interesting thing is they showed footage from him at the January 6th, like,
oh shit,
fucking coup, right? And during all of that, and again, this could be optics, but the fucking documentary doesn't pull punches sometimes when it like comes to him, you know? But it could be optics, but there is a lot of footage of him being like, can we please not have this be violent, you know?
Oh, wow.
Like, but it's interesting because he says, as he's saying that, like, he knows, like, he's like saying this, and he's like,
but he created this.
He created it, but he was like, we have to make sure, his stance at the time of that was like, we have to make sure this is peaceful so that we can show that we are more, like, sort of going back to
the better government.
The more ideologically pure, the more, and the other people, the Antifa, you know, random Dracula threat that they are, like, they're causing the real damage while we're not, and we can still amass people and show the support behind our.
Just give it some time. Just give it some time, bro. That's what they always say.
Like, you just telling Alex Jones to calm down? Is that what you're saying?
I'm talking about the libertarian argument that like people aren't patient enough and that they're like overvaluing like black people.
Oh yeah.
They just need to give racism more time.
Wait.
Tell me you haven't heard that take.
Give me an example.
Okay, you're in a philosophy class and somebody says, but what about rap music? What do you say?
I prepare myself. I say, I probably would not respond to such a question if someone just was like, well, what about that rap music nowadays?
Like, what? No. Like, they're saying that because of the prominence of, like, black people in American culture, racism isn't real.
Oh.
And, like, people just need to wait for that to trickle down into, like, everyday culture.
What?
And, like, the, like, microaggressions... The microaggressive, like, little society.
So they're saying ultimately there has been systemic shift, but
it just takes time.
Oh, weird.
And to believe in, like, like, the science of it all.
The science? That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of bullshit that I was was being fucking sold to me as like a little gamer child, you know? And I'm like, I'm just like fucking sick of that shit. That's really funny.
Stand up, rise up.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. This is why I have become disconnected, to make it full circle so we can end. This is why I've become disconnected, because I think I am too susceptible to things. And at this point, I feel like it would be better for me to just stick true to my values and not even give people the opportunity to like sort of subtly brainwash me. You know what I'm saying? But that could also be sort of stupid.
Is that trauma?
That's also trauma. That's on trauma. It's one of the reasons, but I thought it would be a good bookend, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what do people say like to like liberals now? Like get mad or like normal or something?
What? Normal?
My pronouns are normal.
This is why I've disconnected.
This is why you abandoned the internet.
This is why I've abandoned the internet. Because that's so
bullshit like that.
That's some shit, bro. Like,
no, people are like out of their goddamn minds. And
this is why I've left Twitter, most importantly.
Well, this is kind of to wrap it up in a cute little bow. This is what I was talking about. God damn it, I've lost my train of thought again.
Fuck yeah. See, it's hard. It's hard to wrap it up and go full circle.
Contrary to you, okay. I was on the side of like the blue-haired. This is funny because I have blue hair. The blue-haired feminists.
Yes.
Like go cry about it, like type of person, which is like ironic because I was watching the feminists get owned videos like myself.
You
like,
were?
Yes. Like I thought that shit was funny as fuck. Like I thought that people were being ridiculous like some of the time, but I was also like by default like a feminist because I'm a gay woman.
I was fucking too. It just like
no, but like people would impose that label onto me. Like I didn't even like identify like that myself. So when I like was trying to be like, hey everybody, look, my rapist, like right there, look, it's like I'm saying this over and over again, why won't you listen to me, I'm student body president, please.
Yeah.
Like believe me. But they just like wouldn't because stupid SJW, you think everything is rape, you probably deserved it because of what you were wearing type shit.
Yeah.
And like this was like not too long ago, but people would get away with just like calling people chinks or like beaners, I guess, I don't know. And the D word, they would use that like against men who were like being like weak or like too feminine. And that was like a team I remember specifically the basketball using to kind of like make fun of the shorter guys, you know, which is just like so fucked up.
Yeah.
Not a safe place to express an opinion such that I get flung into some social group.
That's what I'm saying. That was the fear that I had at the time.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me.
That's exactly
even though I was digesting like all of the like anti-feminists like oh bro, like take her swimming on the first date type of shit. I'm not like the other girls.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's wild. This is like a really vulnerable moment we're having here.
This is like, that's kind of what that's why I'm like, I'm speechless.
I'm a little speechless too. I mean like literally the only reason, and like I don't think I ever expressed that to other people, like like what I was saying, like I was never like that. And to a certain point, I like sort of I did at the time actively disdain it just for being like, oh, these people are like, you know, I could say what patriarchal, sexist, misogynist, etc., etc. And I did say that about them, but it was like a much more like subconscious thing. I feel like of like this fear that somehow like they were right and that I would be shown to be like this little like soy boy cuck fucking
soy boy fucking cuck,
like that, you know, raised by lesbians, you know. And so I had to overcompensate by being like, oh yeah, well, like I have an edgy like belief system.
You should read your bars next podcast.
Oh my god, yeah, true.
Fuck, that rings so true. Wait, did Alex Jones like do like a university tour? Was that him or was that somebody else? Do you remember?
Of where?
Like somebody just like going to schools and then like UCLA students.
You know who you're talking about?
Who am I? Stephen Crowder?
Milo Yiannopoulos or whatever.
Yiannopoulos.
Whatever the fuck his last name is.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yes.
We were like.
They visited your school?
No. We were talking in class about just like kind of like news events because it was the first period and my school was like beta testing this really not working morning announcements because it was like asynchronous. Like they would like produce like an iMovie video like that morning and then upload it and then have everybody go on YouTube. Yes. Like I like click it.
Yes. That's so funny. Okay. Now they just go on Twitch. Like, anyways.
Yeah, but like they would talk about just kind of like news, nothing ever political, but it would always kind of inspire like political talking within the classroom, especially because I went to a very small school and it seemed like every week a new person was permanently expelled for doing something, and like 3 out of the 7 things that happened were like politically incorrect, and that was the reason they got expelled.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it was like people were just like really heated.
Damn.
I think
that's cool.
But
I don't feel like it was that way at my school at all. It was bad.
Cool.
Uncool. Well, because it was the culture was okay. Continue.
Like I don't know. People were just using like archaic slurs against others. Like cruel, prehistoric, like never before seen until now, like slurs in seriousness towards others. And then that like of course strikes up this whole thing where they're like, oh, that's so fucked up, like I can't believe he got expelled over just a word, or like somebody
oh my god, that's funny. Way not that funny, but you get what I'm saying.
No, it's like a play. It's like I'm watching like
it's like Euphoria. It's like that scene in Euphoria.
My life is just like Euphoria.
No, that's true. That's so wild. I don't think that ever happened on my school, or maybe I just
but I didn't even get to my fucking like point. Sorry about that. Right? So it's morning announcements, and like we get to talking about Milo Yiannopoulos. There's this like guy that like loves guns and like that side of politics during this time. So he's like relishing in it, right? He's probably the one who brought it up, and we're just like discussing it, and this kid goes like, hey, do you guys think that it's okay for an institution to censor a speaker? Do you think it's okay for like students to stop people from talking?
Yeah.
And like there was some healthy discourse, and then I was literally just trying to like kind of participate like in the conversation. Like I'll acknowledge that I didn't know that much of what was going on, but I did like pay attention to like Philip DeFranco at the time. During his like clickbait era, when he would do like the BAMF and like the one where he would like talk about the hot girls.
I remember that. You'd be like just something to make your day brighter.
Yeah. And then his intro was like the monkey.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I know. I'm in there. I've been in the trenches.
And I was like, oh, isn't that guy like a white supremacist? is what I said.
Oh my god.
And
people jumped on you.
The kid that brought it up was like, that is not okay. You can never say that about somebody. How dare you assume that about some person? Do you even know what you're talking about? And to that, I go, I don't know. I just, like, a lot of people I really respect are calling him a white supremacist, so I have, like, a little bit of schema about this dude. Like, I just know that maybe there's, like, some anti-trans rhetoric spread, you know,
vague
like,
anti-transness.
Hey, and then he's immediately on, like, hitting me with that censorship thing, because that was, like, kind of what got the conversation started.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, how dare you liberals try to squat. Like, this is a classic example of libertarians getting fucking triggered. They get triggered all the
That's
goddamn
so true.
time.
That was part of, like, me realizing, like that these dudes were all fools, because they had this veneer of, like, being these stoic men that, like, saw past the bullshits of, like, institutionalized liberalism or whatever fucking bullshit, right? But they were the most cliquey, bitchy divas on the fucking planet.
I don't think, well, I don't know if, like, we're counting Keemstar in this, but I don't think Keemstar would, like, ever let anything go
Exactly.
that was ever said about him.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, you know?
The goddamn truth is that if you're at a Target in September in a college city, the Target's packed, and if you say Joe Rogan, everybody's gonna turn around. Everybody. Every single person
we should
that
do
got
that. We should make a video.
It's so string fire. Joe Rogan.
It's like the beginning, just like penis, and we see people's reaction, and then we just go Joe Rogan.
Everybody's gonna turn the fuck around because everybody cares about whatever's going on with Joe Rogan. And it's proof of the alt-right pipeline.
Oh my god, so true. That motherfucker too. He was in the fucking Alex Jones documentary.
Oh,
he was
shit.
with him from the beginning.
Okay.
But even during the 9/11 thing, he was like, come on, Alex, you don't actually believe that the government did this. And Alex was like, you know, there's no way they could.
Like, is that like a fetish?
A fetish for what?
I don't know. It
For the
sounds kind of
truth?
cute. The relationship between
Alex Jones and
Daddy
Joe Rogan.
Joe and Alex Jones.
I mean, yeah, I feel like, because, like, that's basically who, like, Joe Rogan is, like, mid-2000s Alex Jones right now.
Whoa.
Like, just on the verge
Great
of
take.
being, like, well, I don't know if it's a great take.
I think it's a great
I
take
feel like I
because
stole
it's
it
a
from
sign
the
of
documentary.
Oh, okay, word.
And the documentary points this out, like, this dude, like, right now, like, in general, he is popular, but he's a little bit fringe, but he's starting to get to that stage.
He is
and now
bugging the fuck out.
Alex Jones is fully at the late stage.
He's having his, like, Karen moment.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, that is probably the pipeline for Mr. Rogan, too.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Those hard, big old nipples are coming for you.
Oh, my God. All the girlies are like, I hate Joe Rogan, but he's so hot.
No,
And I'm like, disgusting.
Well, all I can
couldn't donate
say,
sperm.
all I can say is, at least we have a king representing gender-conforming procedures.
Wait, who?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Well, tell me, like, taking steroids
Oh
and,
my
like, turning
God.
yourself into a human raisin isn't, like, gender-conforming. Not gender-conforming, oh my God. Gender...
Oh my God.
Reconstruction.
Gender queering.
Gender affirmation.
Yeah, no.
Gender affirmation
There's-
procedure.
I mean, that's...
That is like plastic surgery. That is literally like getting injections, like a
Yeah,
filler.
no, I
And
would
that-
agree.
It's like getting a BBL. Joe Rogan, I said it first. Joe Rogan has the male equivalent of the BBL. And it's those goddamn steroid
Juicy
nipples.
That's gonna be me. Oh my God,
Should
yeah.
put this at the top of the show.
Joe Rogan with those juicy nips. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, Joe Rogan. That would be a terrible point to end the podcast.
Oh,
though.
no. Yeah.
We have
to keep going.
You know what's really funny to me? All the people who are like, well, you see, the algorithm on Tumblr was just better, so that's why it was a better community. I was like, shut up. Like, it encouraged more of the blogging rather than the social media. Like, and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, like, literally. Oh my god.
Like, you can't
You missed the whole
romanticize
fucking point,
it. You can't romanticize this shit, bro.
Yeah, like, you missed the train.
Yeah, no. That's like another funny like thing to think about is like how people compare TikTok to all forms of social media.
Yeah, that's true.
And being like, well, now it's entering its era of like 2012 Tumblr or Vine, or now it's Snapchat during 2014 or 15. You know what I'm saying?
Problem with TikTok.
No.
And it's like a photo of Charlie D'Amelio with like the
I think I've seen this.
the Chinese communist like iconography.
Wait, is she a communist?
No, but ByteDance, which is like this company that's owned by the Chinese government, which developed TikTok, like decided, okay, so like they basically were like, okay, let's artificially blow up somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
To like have somebody to push this app forward. We'll turn them into a celebrity by exposing so many people to this like crack.
Little being.
Yeah.
Our little
and
pawn.
Charlie was like the beta, or not even like the beta test, just like Charlie was like the
product.
One of the many variables that they were tracking that went positive, that like that like worked for the system, because they tried it like so many times.
No, I remember there was a lot of experimentation.
Hampshire?
No.
Oh my god. We'll talk about that next time.
You know, I was listening to this other thing that was talking about how people are really trying to resist like the TikTokification of Instagram. And like, which I thought was really fascinating, because like people have a point, like the way TikTok is designed is like to be the most active, like the most addictive it can possibly be, but then it's like they had this weird almost romanticization of like old Instagram algorithms of like, I just want to see pictures of my friends, and I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of fucked up too on its own right. Like
it's like the only way we receive information, so it must be deeper. It's like the conversation doesn't end there, because it's the only means now at this point. And you made a really good point way back that I think about all the time, where you're like, legislation makes it to where we have to rely on the internet to like live as like a functioning person. So you're just like shit out of luck. You're just overstimulated off it.
Like there's no way to control it. That's definitely something. I think maybe this could be like a good closing thing, and also heading towards maybe an episode 2, if we can get there, is like ways in which I would design or ask for these certain features to be implemented into the social media we use to give us more control over this thing that we...
Like Be Real?
Not like Be Real. But it could fully well be like something... I mean, I think there's problems with like...
Like Reddit?
No, like stuff like where it's like you could turn off... You could make it so it's not auto scroll or auto play, or choose the volume that a clip plays at initially. Choose like the way in which the algorithm works, and have the algorithm simply explain to you and shit like that. And like, because I've been thinking a lot about that, and like why that's one of the reasons right now that I just like can't like interface with social media, is that like that's what I'm saying. I'm too susceptible. I am too susceptible to it, and it's better to just keep it at a distance rather than like try to engage, like, because I feel like a lot of people are like, well, I'm gonna engage with it, but like in a mindful way, you know. But it's like, but if I had the ways to literally change how the operant reinforcement worked upon me in a way that like better suits like my fucking predisposition to addiction addled brain, like I think that there is a way to like redeem it, or at least make it slightly more palatable than it is in its current state.
Oh, interesting.
Or just get me back on Instagram, because everybody knows, everybody likes me makes me being there.
It's the name of the game.
Yeah. Well, do you want to end there then?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Episode 1 done.